Hey everybody. Hello, hello, hello. So I am trying my new camera. You can't see it, but it's right there. And I'm not sure I quite like it because it's really close on everything on my face. Not really sure I like that so much. Anyways, let's carry on. My name is Jennifer Rose, and this series that I started in 2026. We're in March of 2026 now. I started it because I really felt like things were getting crazier out there. Welcome to my channel, which I started in 2020 when we were all going through the corona. And I feel like now's another time where we need more support, we need more uplifting. And my idea here, my focus here is always to give you this spiritual insight to everyday problems. As many of you may know or may not know, I'm a devoted Course in Miracles student, and I'm also a devoted truth student. Never call myself a seeker. I am a lifelong learner, and I have studied many, many universal truths. And I found through my studies and through my practice that universal spiritual truths really can help us with our everyday problems. If they can't, if they can't help us with our everyday problems, why bother? That's kind of like where I stand. If I can't get help, what's the use? I carry on. I carry on. I carry on. I chop wood. I carry water, and carry on. So getting back to our time together here, there's always going to be this spiritual focus, this spiritual blend, this spiritual idea where we're turning to the inside for answers rather than turning out to the world. Because the world can only solve problems on a worldly plane, on a worldly ideas of solutions. And I have found through the years that my mind, my thinking mind, ego mind, you can call it the anxious mind, you could call it the addictive mind, you could call it Maya, whatever you want to call it. The human mind, the thinking mind, can only come up with a certain number of ideas or solutions of how to solve a problem. And the divine mind, this big mind, the blue sky mind, the spiritual mind, can solve problems in a way that we could never even fathom. And I have learned that. And I've stayed devoted to A Course in Miracles because it's just the words that I love. You don't have to be a Course in Miracles student to have open your mind to divine perspectives, open your mind to creative solutions that you have never even contemplated or believed could even happen. So that is, I know that's kind of a long intro, but I wanted to get clear on that. And I'm going to read the letter. So the letter today is right behind the funny pages because that's what we're all in. We're all in the funny pages. This one is from Feeling Left Out Lately. Oh, by the way, that reminds me, go on ahead and subscribe to the channel. That helps me, even if you like it, or even if you leave emoji comment, that helps the algorithm. I don't know how the algorithm works, but somehow that's how it works. It likes more engagement. So if you want to help me, go on ahead and do those things. Subscribe, like, comment, even share. So thanks so much. And if you do have a question, a personal question that you'd like me to read in the next video or so, you can email me. I've got my information, my email in the comment in the description box. I had to figure out where it was in the description box. info@jenniferrose.love. Okay, so let me get to the letter today from the funny papers, because that's what the world is. The world is just funny papers. Okay, this one is from Feeling Left Out Lately. I like this one. I like this one because it's a problem that I've had off and on, comes and goes, just like all problems, all feelings, all emotions, they come and go. It's something that I've experienced directly and I've worked with directly and still working with. And also, it goes to show that these problems are not uncommon. So, in one of my videos, I made a note. Oh, yeah, I made a note right here. One of my videos that I recorded recently about who wins for spring break. Who wins? Who wins for spring break? I had mentioned that problems that, well, I think I said something like, your problem's not special. This problem's not special. And I just wanted to clarify because I'm not saying you're not special or your feelings are not valid. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that these issues that we all share, these situations, these problems, these concerns, they have a universality to it. And I think going back to thinking mind or ego mind, I think that ego mind tries to tell you that your problem is so special that this can never be solved. This can never be solved. So that's what I mean about it's not special. It's not special. Now you are unique. You are a unique, beautiful expression of the divine. But these reoccurring themes that we all have when we all believe we're humans and have bodies and we're all participating down here on Earth, they're not special. When we hold them out as special, we close our mind to divine creative solutions. But when we open our minds and say, "Oh, okay, I'm not the only one who's been through this," we open our minds up to those bigger solutions where everybody wins. So I just want to do a little clarification when I recorded that video, who wins for spring break? And the answer is when you invite guidance in, when you invite um, divine creative solutions in, when you invite higher mind in, the answer is everybody wins and nobody loses. And that's one of the major tenets of A Course in Miracles. That's why I love the Course because it helps you invite guidance in to support you. So that is how we're going to proceed in our next letter. This is from, as I said before, feeling left out lately. I'm 52 and I have a good life on paper. I'm married, I work full time, and I have two teenagers who keep me busy. But lately, I have felt oddly lonely, and I'm not sure if I'm being overly sensitive or finally noticing something I have ignored for years. Yeah, I like that. Is it sensitivity or is it something being brought to the surface for you to look at? I have a close group of friends from our kids' elementary school days. We still do birthdays, group texts, and occasional dinners. Here is the issue. They have started doing a lot more without me. And usually I find out after the fact. Oof, no one wants to feel left out. Yeah, I feel ya. I feel it doesn't say if it's a brother or a sister, but I feel you, my friend. No one likes to feel left out. It is never one big obvious exclusion. It is the little things. A photo pops up of just a few of us at a concert. Someone mentions a weekend hike that sounds like it was planned in the same group chat that I am in, but I never saw it. I will suggest getting together and they reply warmly, but nothing gets scheduled. Then I see they had brunch the next morning. Mm, yeah, left out, not included. Oh, yeah. I try telling myself they are allowed to have separate plans, and they are, but it is happening so often that it's hard not to take personally. I keep wondering if I did something wrong or if I am simply a convenient friend they like in theory, but forget in practice. Yeah, that's a good question. Am I a convenient friend? Do I bring this up and risk sounding needy? Or do I quietly step back and accept that this friendship has changed? Feeling left out lately. Okay, I like this. I like this a lot because they are asking themselves, they're noticing that things are happening without them. Maybe it's something they've done, maybe it's not, but they're curious. Am I being overly sensitive or is it something that I have ignored for years? But it's coming up. It's like coming up with these emotions, it's coming up to the surface. And we talk a lot about like whatever's unlike love inside of you comes up to the surface to be healed, to be forgiven. And this is the opportunity for you to dig deep inside you and start some questioning. What's going on? I feel lonely. And your loneliness or this feeling of feeling like it's personal, you're feeling like you're left out, it's giving you information about your life. It's giving you information about your life and you're paying attention to it. I love that. I think without that awareness, the solution cannot evolve. The solution cannot present itself. So taking this as a spiritual practice, which for me, everything's a spiritual practice. Our whole lives are spiritual, where we're learning over and over and over with these life situations, these things that are coming up and calling ourselves, calling attention to ourselves. We're learning how to move inward for answers rather than looking to the world for answers. And I personally have had this experience. I've had this experience of having groups of friends from when my kid was younger and they're doing things, they're going on vacation, they're brunching, they're hiking, they're meeting at the Y, and I'm not part of it. I'm not included, and I've actually tried to be included in it, and it really got me thinking. It really got me questioning, is it really what I want? Do I even want to spend time with these people as a group? There might be some people that I want to be with individually here and there, but as a group, is that how I want to spend my time? Is that what's feeding me? So that's the first question. Like beyond this smoke screen of I'm lonely, I'm left out, did I do something? Do I need to make an apology? Do I need to try harder? Beyond that smoke screen, like it's smoke and mirrors, like a distraction of really getting to the answer of who you are, what you want, who you want to spend your time with, where you want to be, what activities do you want to do. As you let that cloud, whoops, I just hit my microphone. I start talking with my hands, I start getting excited. As you let that cloud dissipate and start asking yourself that question, do I want to be with them? And I can only tell you my answer for me. I think it's a really fruitful question. For me, when I was in this experience and I started asking myself, do I really want to be with these people? The answer for me was, well, if I did, I would be with them. I would be with them. There's something inside me that's not really interested in their energy or their conversation of topic, or when I'm with them, I don't feel energized or fed or nourished. I actually feel depleted and more scattered. So I think that's the first question, my darling, feeling left out and lonely friend, would be to really ask yourself, do you really even want to be with them? And it might take a few moments or sessions, I'm going to call them sessions with yourself, of self inquiry where you get quiet, perfect opportunity is when you notice in your group text that they've done something and you weren't included or you didn't attend or no one asked you to go, you were left out. That's the perfect moment to just take a breath, settle everything down inside you. Maybe you place your hands on your heart. Maybe you go outside and take a brief walk. But that's the perfect moment to let yourself feel your feelings because all feelings are valid. What you choose to do with them is your choice. And then just ask yourself, do I really want to be with them? And wait for the answer. The answer might come immediately. Yes, 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 I do want to be with them. Yes, all of that stuff sounds fun. I want to do that. I want to be with these people. And then if the answer, so let's do that like diagram. If yes, this, if no, this. If yes, this, ask your inner guidance. What would be the next step? What would be the next step for you? And it might be as simple as planning something that you invite everyone to, or it might be something as simple as reaching out to one of your friends and saying, "Hey, I really love to join you guys. Can you let me know the next time you blank?" Or let me think what else. I like the idea of planning something, but that's just my idea. You could see what works for you. And you could even like do that in your mind. Like if yes, these next steps and see how they feel in the body. See if there's energy there, movement there. And that's how you know if it's guidance. And then no, I don't really like these people. Or not that you don't like them, but they're not who you are now. So, friendships, they change, they grow, they float, they move, they come, they go. People move in and out of your life. Relationships become complete and then they fade away and then sometimes they circle back around and sometimes they don't because you're changing. Your life is moving. Your life is flowing. Your energy is creating and recreating itself. So if it's no, then you can address when you notice that you feel left out or lonely. You can attend to that space and place inside of you and just be very, very tender with yourself. It's not about pretending that you don't have the feelings, pretending that you're not having this reaction, but it's about tending to yourself, attending to yourself, and then asking yourself in quiet moments, what do you really want? What do you really like? Who do you really want to hang out with? And this might start guiding you, this inner guidance starts moving you towards maybe one or two people in the group. Maybe there's someone in your life now that you've been meaning to cultivate more of a friendship with. Maybe there are groups of people in your life that you can invest more time and energy with already. So, again, like a broken record, the movement is inward rather than reacting to the outward experience. The movement is inward and asking your inner guidance, your inner intuition, your gut feeling. What do I really want? What do I really want? So I'm going to read on because there is a reply here from someone in the funny papers who says, and then I'll do a little commentary because I thought some of the things were good, but then some of the things I was kind of like, I don't know, not no, no. Friend groups rarely sit down and vote someone off the island. They do it in the way you describe. One brunch here, one concert there. Individually, they're easy to dismiss. Together, they add up to a message, even if no one means to send it. People fall into routines. with whoever is loudest, closest, fastest to reply, or easiest to coordinate with. Yeah, I believe that. Yeah, that's not flattering, but it's often true. Still, accidental exclusion hurts just the same. Yeah, it does. It does in the moment. It really does. But as we grow spiritually, as we mature emotionally, we learn how to take care of ourselves and our emotions, and we learn how to move in a direction where we do feel nourished. And then there's also this change in perspective, change in perception that I'm talking about here, where you move from this idea that they're doing it to me to this empowered perspective that this is what I really want. I don't really want to hang out with them. They're not really my style. They're not my vibe anymore. All right, I'll continue on reading here with this other person's perspective. So yes, bring it up. Bring it up, but do it with calm and dignity. Pick one friend you trust the most and say, "Hey, I've noticed I'm often hearing about plans afterwards. If I've done something to cause that, I want to know." Ooh, and if it's just how things have shifted, I'm feeling a little left out. Hmm. I don't know. You would have to check in with your inner guidance if you have a friend that you trust in that group, if you want to continue with the group. You'd have to really feel that one out. And there's just a little hint there where the advice is if it's if it's something I've caused, I want to know like it's your fault or that you've done something wrong. Maybe you just haven't been available, and that's legit. And that's something that you would have to think about before you say this. Mm, I'm not down with that. I'll continue on what the paper says. Then watch what happens next. It's not that they promise in the moment, it's not what they promise in the moment that matters, but what they do over the following weeks. You're like giving your power to them, giving your power in that moment, like waiting for them to call you. You're like waiting for that phone call so you can have the second date or the third date or to see if you're um qualified, fun enough, cheerful enough, available enough to be with them. Puts the power on the outside rather than you choosing. And if you really do want to be with them and they still don't want to be with you, that's a whole nother conversation where you can again deal with your feelings, ask yourself what you really want, and then start to cultivate friendships or activities in other groups. I'll continue on. Real friends adjust. True. Casual friends reassure you and keep right on brunching. Yeah, that's good. That's true. That's true. Real friends adjust. And then you can decide if you want to invest your energy and time into cultivating the friendships in the group. So, feeling left out and lonely. Thank you so much for sending in this letter. What a brave person you are to actually share this human experience of feeling lonely and left out. It's easy, especially now with, you didn't mention social media, but God, social media is just a beautiful machine to help us feel more lonely and more left out. So thank you, my friend, for being vulnerable and sharing. And then if you, my friend, as you're watching this video, if you have something that you want to write to, just send that to me in the email and then I'll try to get it on the next video. Okay, bye for now.